Hey, it's another 5 to 7 minutes, and I'm grateful that you're here. I want to pick up where I left off, at least part of it, on spiritual warfare. So we're going to call this spiritual warfare part 2. I really want to play with the words warfare, and I want to put word fair in there. Word, W-O-R-D, fair. Now, the Bible speaks about the ability to speak, and what we say with our mouth determines the outcome of our life. I was in a situation before, and I told him your victory is in your mouth. How you speak determines what you will see. In fact, scientifically proven, there are molecules in the air waiting upon words, and once those words have been released, they formulate what was spoken. So if I was to say Cadillac right now, many of you would instantly get a picture because the molecules in the air just shaped that picture of a Cadillac in your mind. Now, we might not all see the same Cadillac, but we will all have a picture of some form of a Cadillac. Unless you know nothing about a Cadillac, you will have a picture of a Cadillac. It might be your uncle's 75. It might be your auntie's new SRX. It just doesn't matter. Whatever it is, you're going to see a picture of a Cadillac. And so these molecules shape that in the atmosphere. Since that's the case, when we begin to speak defeated, we live defeated. When we begin to speak victoriously, we live victoriously. I heard one man of God say that you are the sum total of what you said yesterday. Whatever your yesterday is, it's sum total, and that's what you're living out today. How do you change tomorrow? Which really never really comes, because by the time tomorrow comes, it'll be called today. So how do you change your tomorrow, which is really today? What you do is you begin to talk different. You allow it to get into your heart. As a man thinks, watch this, it's really not in his heart, but as a man thinks, what happens is his thoughts get in his heart. And what gets in his heart, he is. So as a man thinks in his heart, that's who he is. So if you think that you'll never have anything, or that you're not worthy of anything, or that you're not forgiven by God, by man, doesn't matter. If that's what you think, that's how you'll live. Mephibosheth had some of the greatest issues simply because he thought of himself as a dead dog. He was eating at the king's table, but he thought of himself as a dead dog, so he spoke of himself as a dead dog. He said to David, hey, what interest do you have in me? A dead dog like me. Isn't that interesting? He was the grandson of a king, but he saw himself as a dead dog. See, he was in a place of spiritual warfare, but he didn't know he was winning his battle. His warfare was really wordfare, because every time he spoke of himself, he saw himself crippled, defeated, and as a dog. And I'm not talking about these dogs that we have today, because everybody have nice, cute little dogs running around. But I'm talking about the way a dog's perception was, especially in that day. The dog was like on the low end of the totem pole. That's how he saw himself. Can you imagine the grandson of a king thinking of himself as a dog? Many times we do that ourselves. We, not just the grandson, we're not grandkids. We are the kids of the king. We are the father's children. And we think of ourselves as dogs, so we speak as such. And that word fair goes into the atmosphere and creates what we are thinking, what we are voicing out of our mouth. I want to tell you how to win your spiritual battles. Begin to come into such an agreement with God until you speak everything he says, do everything he does. Watch this. Jesus said, I don't do anything except for what I hear my Father doing. What I see him doing, I don't do anything but what I see him doing. I don't say anything but what I hear him saying. And so what has happened is there was such a synchronization. Everything was in sync. It was synergistic flow between God the Father and God the Son, until that which could be described in our ignorance as two was really just one force working together. So the Father was manifesting his fatherness through his Son. And that one force hit the earth And then they co-joined their efforts with the Holy Spirit. One. I want you to get it. They were just one unit. This is what Jesus said when he prayed. He says, hey, Father, let them be one with me just like you and I are one. So the essence of what's going on is, if we can all get the same mind, we'll have the same movement. The kids have a song out. I don't know that it's kids anymore, but it says, when I move, you move, just like that. Yeah, when I move, you move, just like that. I thought about that song. I didn't know what it really was. I heard it. I like the hook. I like the beat. I like the rhythm. I'm a musician. Stuff get me. But when I heard that hook, it blew my mind. And God says, son, when I move, you move, just like that. If you move when I move, you'll see my hand. If you think like I think, then you'll move like I move. The point is, a lot of our warfare is really wordfare. Control your words. Watch what you say to your kids. Watch what you say to your relatives, your friends, the people that you care about, everybody around you. Be careful, because you create wordfare, and you don't want that to happen. I am really believing in you that God is going to speak through you and help you to know how to speak. But the thing is, make up your mind to not speak defeated. I know you have this realist mentality, but the reality of God is greater than the reality of man. Have a great day. This is another 5 to 7 minutes. We have more coming, but follow me on Twitter at Dwayne Hardin, or you can get me on Facebook, Apostle B. Dwayne Hardin. Have a great, a splendid, a terrific day.